Alrighty. We should be live right now. Let's see here. Welcome to the first live, everyone. Perfect. Let's get everything. I'm just going to get everything set up here real quickly. And then we're going to get going. Today we're building Cold Emo campaign on Instantly. Let me test here. All right, we are indeed live, so that's perfect. All right, let me just get all set up here. So here we go. Alright, about to share my screen here. Do. All right, I'm all signed in here. Awesome, let's get into it. Here we go. Let's begin. All right, let me share my screen. Let's go here with this one. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're on BitScale right now. Let me start a new grid here. So let's see here. The strategy for today, I'm going to be doing a campaign for one of my current clients. And I'm going to be running, I guess what you would call an unboxing funnel. So this software, I'm doing outreach for a software right now. And it's software as a service, and they have a lot of different components to it. And so I'm just going to highlight one of their features, and we're going to give it away I'm debating between doing it for really free or at like a really low cost. So for example, there's other competitors like Apollo and Inscriptio, and like a bunch of other data collectors out there. LinkedIn Sales Navigator, who they sell you contact information and enrichment data, and there's subscriptions from like $49 per month, $99 per month, up to $500 per month, and then there's even enterprise plans. And so this is one of the many things that their software does. It does other things on the back end, but we're going to use this as like a lead magnet, I guess you would say. And we're going to offer at a really low price to see if we get any bites. The goal of this campaign, this is really just a massive test and massive hypothesis. We're just going to see if people actually are interested in this offer. And then from there, we would nurture them and convert them into a customer on the back end. So let's get into it. Here we go here. So this is I'm going to create a BitScale grid. I'm debating, so I've had a lot of successful campaigns for this client where we use different signals. Like I think I used if you look here, let me scroll down here. So we would find people from LinkedIn posts. This is a pretty good method. We got a lot of positive responses with this. Um, what were other things we did? We did, we used Appify a little bit, got some good responses there. We did jobs data. We did this one too, and got not as much, but we got like booked calls with this one. So for this one, I'm really just testing the offer right now. I'm just trying to see if if people will actually say yes to and like book a call for this unboxing offer. So I'm just going to keep a generic list here. So let's go to, I could use Apollo and get a grid there. Like Apollo's a pretty good go-to, but I think let's just start with a blank grid and see. Let's just use BitScale's actual, let's use their actual data. So let's see here. For this one, I'm going to keep it very generic. I'm going to go for B2B SaaS. So here's what's difficult. So B2B SaaS is always very finicky because there's not like a, so if you look here, so information technology, construction, marketing, advertising, B2B SaaS is very difficult because of, there's people who sell software to restaurants and they'll put their company under restaurants. So that makes it very difficult. Luckily, you just have to utilize a lot of keywords. Up here would be the keywords. So a couple things we could hear. So like I know information technology and services, that's where a lot of SaaS companies identify themselves as. There's also computer software. There's also usually there's like software development, automotive, restaurants, education management. Let's stick with these two for now. Dang, these have there's a lot of different things here. Wow, this is more than, if we look at Apollo real quickly. Let's look at the different, hopefully you don't see my password here. So look, one thing I want to see. So if you go to companies here, let's look at their so here's the industries. Yeah, see, they only have, so that's pretty impressive. So look at all the different industries for BitScale here. Did I see airlines, aviation, luxury goods, computer games, there's all those different things, and then Apollo's kind of the main one, and they only have these a lot less. So that's pretty cool that BitScale has way more of those. So let's just stick with these two for now. Now, obviously, we're going to want to get specific on company headcount. You know, you don't want to go too small, but at the same time, you don't necessarily want to go too big. And if you do go too big, well, if you go like for really large like enterprise companies, like you want that to be its own campaign. Like you don't want to target mid-sized companies and enterprise companies in the same campaign, because that's going to be the messaging is just going to be off, and also the people who you're targeting those companies will be vastly different. So let's see here. Before we figure out the head count, and then we also have to figure out the I'm really worried about founded year. Yeah, the location. My go-to is always the United States, but I also wanted to test something out for this campaign and do something like just do like a smaller company, a smaller country. Let me see here. We'll get to that in a second. Let's just preview these results, see what we got, because this is going to be, we're going to have to do some keywords. Yeah, so here we have IBM. That's way too big. So let's figure out the head count first, because these companies are gigantic. And they're not necessarily software as a service companies. So I think for now, let's test out this 51 to 200. Let's stick around this size for now. You know, small to medium size, I would say. You don't want to go too small. Like, we also, I don't think I want to go to enterprise route just yet. So let's preview this. So we got Upwork. So kind of some software companies. Wow, that's very surprising. Upwork has Upwork only has, that's very impressive. They have, where does it say their employee size? It's under 1,000. What happens if I do this? B2B SaaS there. Let's, whoops, whoa. Preview results. Almost clicked the wrong button there. That would not have been good. All right, now we got better results here. There's only a downside. Like, so I've heard of Harvey AI. That's a pretty well-established company. Yeah, it's fairly new. It's pretty well established. And so for this campaign that I'm running, I know I'm being very vague. I'm trying to keep it discreet. I'm not trying to specify which campaign this is, but so there's a competitor in this space that the more established companies are probably with. So we're trying to find companies that aren't as established. Like, look, Harvey AI. Let me just make sure it's what I think it is. Yep, it's the, okay. I wonder if these are US based companies. So here we go. So yeah, so for this, I'm thinking about targeting non-US companies. Do look at these other places, but for the most part, these seem like software companies. Let's see here. That's not in English. Yeah, so this is another SaaS company, definitely. So let me test something out. Let me try, if I go to company location, let's try and target, like, I'm looking for one-off. So usually my go-to is the United States, and I always go for America first, and from there I'll go to other countries. I want to try, let's just look at something like Spain real quickly. I'm just curious what pops up for something like Spain. I'm looking for like one-off smaller countries that might not be. Let's see here. Preview results. All right. So that's not a lot. Let me see here. Huh. Let me see. Are these even B2B SaaS, I wonder? So yeah, what I just did here is I added the keyword AI, but unfortunately everything's gonna come up that's AI. So, because like what I'm trying to say here is, if you have like a SEO firm or a code email firm, you're not a B2B SaaS, but you'll still say AI somewhere in your company description or whatnot, because that's what everyone does. Like, let me see here. This is in Spanish, but it doesn't look like a B2B SaaS. But let me try and find something in. Well, I'm here. Let me do yeah, like here, Axpe Consulting. That it is founded in 1999. I would assume that's definitely not a B2B SaaS. So let's get rid of that keyword. All right, so we got B2B SaaS. Let me see a more popular country. So instead of doing Spain, let's just see what pops up for Canada. But I honestly, at this point, I'm thinking about just sticking with United States, because you can't go wrong with that. And we can, like I said, I'm just trying to test the offer here. The goal of this campaign is to test to see if I'm trying an unboxing offer. I'm trying to see if it works and if we get feedback or positive results from it. Let me see something real quickly. I just want to check Google and see something. Let me go back to, I'm going to change up the camera angle real quickly. We'll just stick with this for now. So, let me see what this other one is. I'm asking Claude right now to see if he can give me any keywords, because right now the only keyword I have is B2B SaaS, and not enough's popping up in like Canada. There's definitely more B2B SaaS companies with, now keep in mind, look, if we have the, like we only have a certain amount of employees, but this should be a big enough net than just these 13 companies. And so, information technology and services. Let's just see what this says. Okay, let's try and plug in some of these. Whoa. That just added a lot. Let me see if these are SaaS companies. Let's make this 2012. So looking at these, yeah, these definitely look like B2B SaaS. Well, hold on a second, not this one. So this is a I'm just gonna check something right now. Let me see. I just want to look at something. I'm definitely considering niching down in SaaS right now, but things are starting to get a little too complicated here. So it's really tough to find SaaS companies. I'm just trying to think out loud here. So it's really tough to find SaaS companies in databases. And so I'm actually thinking about finding an intent signal. Whether it's they've just been funded. So if you look here, like so we can use like Crunchbase because I know Crunchbase does stuff for funding. Up there, or expanding teams. All right, so here's what I think I want to do. All right, guys, we're gonna keep this very generic. So this should suffice. So most of these are SaaS companies. Maybe not this one because it has software in its name. Let's see here. All right, so this one's not gonna be perfect, but let's see. I just want to see what pops up in Spain now. $137 versus, let's do Mexico real quickly. All right, I want to lower the head count because, for example, Calendly, that's a pretty big company. They already have like a go-to-market in place. So Calendly, I'm just curious how many employees they have, because this is, all right, so we're gonna want smaller than that. Yeah, we're gonna take that out. I know Calendly just said they had 500, but I think I'm still gonna keep this. Should I do this? Maybe. Let's see what the results are here. 3,000. So you know what? I'm really not concerned about the list at this point anymore, because for right now, we're trying to test the offer, and the offer should be good enough that it doesn't matter if they already have a go-to-market motion involved, like in play. If they already have a go-to-market plan strategy that's being played out right now successfully, it doesn't matter, because the offer should be so good. The unboxing offer we're doing, where we're going to be offering essentially unlimited data enrichment for free, or for a really low price. We're going to test that later. maybe like $7 per month when like others are charging like hundreds of dollars per month. It doesn't matter if they already have a go-to-market in place. It should still be enticing enough for them to buy. Down the road, though, when I test other campaigns for this client, I'm definitely going to have to test recently funded companies that have experienced recent job growth, or even companies that are hiring for certain roles. So we're not going to focus on that for now. For now, the list is not the biggest deal. A generic list should suffice for now. And let me double check here. And even if some of them aren't SaaS companies, it's fine, because every company will have a go-to-market strategy or a CMO or a marketing plan or I would assume even the consulting companies that we're finding and the solutions companies and the agencies also most likely are B2B and are most likely doing cold outreach. I want to throw in that too. Let me just see what this does. I do think in the future I want to do this on LinkedIn Sales Navigator first. All right, most of these are B2B SaaS. Most of them, not all of them. You know, no list will ever be perfect. Oh, I already clicked on that. I feel pretty content with this current list. Remember, we're just testing the offer. It's not perfect. We're literally, usually I target United States, but for this test, I just want to test out different one-off countries, smaller countries. And most of these are SaaS companies. Most of them, not all of them. I think I feel good with this list. And it's 482 records, which is the perfect amount. It would be nice. Let me see here. I might lower this a little bit. How much does that add? Whoa. I think that's perfect. That's the perfect amount. So if we import this to NuGrid, we'll get 572 people, and from there we're going to filter out these companies and qualify them. And yeah, then we'll go from there. Here we go. Nice. Alrighty, so here's our grid. Here is our grid. This is what it looks like. Look at all these different companies. Let's see how many uploaded. Oh, only 200. Oh well. That's still plenty. Whoops. All right. So I think the first thing we should do is just enrich all these companies. Let's just do the first 10 rows. I like to test out the first 10 rows only. Alright, so we're adding this to try and find people. All right, so we're gonna have to export. We're gonna have to export these people that we're finding to a new grid, and so target grid. Let's do a new grid 2, I guess. I should kind of name this grid, but I don't really feel like it right now. So export to grid, new grid 2. All right, so here we go. Here's this. Okay. Let's export. All right, so taking a break to reset here. So I'm going to, I can erase this line. So just kind of recap. We're targeting B2B SaaS companies that are founded within the last 10 years, but of a certain size, between 11 employees and 200 employees. And what we're going to do is we're going to find these companies. They're in Spain and Mexico. We're enriching. If you look over here, we're enriching these companies right here. I've only done 10 so far. This is their employee count. Dang, that one has 6,000. That's crazy. I don't know how that happened. And then from there, we're finding people in these companies who have certain job roles, preferably like VP of sales or sales director. And those are the people we're going to target. And then we're exporting those people into a new column. So let me just do some more. We're exporting them into here, which, as you can see, there's already 2 right here, Santiago and Pablo. And from here, we're going to enrich these guys, and we're going to find their LinkedIn. We're going to get their email, verify their email, make sure we're going to find their email through waterfall enrichment, and then we're going to verify the email. And then after that, I guess we might get Clayagent, or in this case, BitAgent, to personalize a first line for them. And then after that, we're gonna go to Instantly. We're gonna upload them to a campaign at Instantly, where we will then write an email, set up the campaign, and then launch the campaign. So yeah, that's the game plan. So let's continue to do what we're doing here. Everything's going good, I feel like. So look, we're gonna add, it looks like 5 more rows have been added. Here are all these people. I definitely don't want multiples from the same company, but we're gonna focus on that later. And then we don't need person name. There we go. Let's get rid of this guy and let's get rid of this guy. I don't like contacting multiple people from the same company in the same campaign. However, I'm totally okay with doing 2 people max. It's okay to do 2, I feel like. But you don't want to do multiple because I can come off as spammy and then report you as spam. Yes. All right, here we go. So we're enriching the people through LinkedIn. We're using this column right here. That's our LinkedIn profile. Let's just test out these people. be right back real quickly. I'll be right back. All right, so we're doing really good right now. We're back now, we're live. So everything's good. All we have to do now is we're enriching these people. I'm just trying to see if I can, so over here, whoops, so right here, I don't think I need to enrich them. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. So name, boom. So now for email waterfall, Don't know why it's taking so long. All right, so let's go to instantly right now. It looks like I have this table working now. Obviously, we haven't ran everyone through the table yet, but now it's time. Before we run all these people, let's get instantly ready and let's create a campaign instantly and get instantly connected. All right, so let me show you what I did here. I just created a instantly campaign, said big scale unboxing Mexican Spain. See how we don't have any leads here? We're gonna build out 2 sequences. But real quickly, let's upload like 3 leads just to make it official, just to make sure it's connected and working. All right, we're back. All right, so today's campaign's not gonna be perfect. We're just gonna finish it up here. It looks like, so I have instantly connected. I have the grid all sorted out. I would say now all that we need to do is create a copy for it. We'll do that inside of instantly, where we'll give the offer. You know, normally I would this is gonna be a special campaign because we're just testing the offer. Normally I would use a personalized opening line, or I would have BitAgent or Clayagent find something about the website, scan the website, and find something interesting to say in the beginning. I don't think I'm going to do that just yet because that's not what I'm testing. So I'll probably use Syntax for the scripting to kind of create variation since we're not using AI or BitAgent or Clayagent. So I'll probably use Syntax. But let's go over to instantly right now and let's start writing out the script. There's that. So here's the instantly area. And this is all of our stuff over here. See, we just uploaded these 2 leads to instantly. So we're going to do we're going to have a 2-step sequence. Going to keep it plain for now. We're going to have our first email, and then we're going to have a follow-up. But the follow-up's not going to be a bump. It's going to be we'll figure it out. It's either going to be a different pitch. Well, it's a pitch of the same product, but a different angle. Or we're going to amplify it. So if we're giving out 2,000 free credits in the second email, we'll double it and give out 4,000 credits. We'll try and entice them to respond. Stuff like that. Anyways, let's get going. Let me see something real quickly. Whoops. Alrighty, so for the subject line, we're going to keep it plain. We're just going to do company name. We're just testing the offer for now. You can get creative with the subject lines later. wrapping up here. We're just uploading these last contacts into this instantly campaign where we're gonna launch the campaign. Honestly, I can probably launch it now, but I'm just gonna wait till all of the contacts get in. So a little bit under, it's gonna be a little bit over 200 contacts. We already have 50 in there. A lot of Google email providers. And yeah, we'll see how this is. It's just a quick test. This was a really generic campaign. Didn't take long. Unsure about the list here, but just really testing the offer. I would consider redoing this for a United States list. Same everything, but make all the companies and people within the United States. But yeah, down the road, I would want to add more personalization. Have a better list with like better intent signals, whether it's funding or hiring signals or certain company head count growth signals. And yes, we'll see what happens with this. Let's okay, 92%. Wow, that's pretty fast. So we got a lot up now. So how many people are in here? 262. So perfect. Okay, so we're probably, I'm gonna launch this now. These ones that aren't loading just probably aren't valid emails. Like you look up here, it's up here, it's invalid email. It just takes them a while to load. But so yeah, so we got 262 emails. I have, this is my sequence right here. I did a lot of spin text is very important unless you're using AI, which unfortunately in this case I'm not using AI. So I did a lot of spin text just to increase deliverability so that Google and Microsoft don't flag the same message as spam. And then this is my quick little brief bump. I did not do spin text here because by now, although it is recommended to change things up for the second email, for this little short campaign, this 2-day campaign that we're doing, it shouldn't be an issue. And plus at this point, you're either in the inbox or you're not. So I just did a quick little bump here. Not necessarily a bump, I just did a quick little summary here just to kind of give them a second go at it. And then here's the schedule. I did a bit on the earlier side because I did Mexico and Spain. So Spain's like 5 hours ahead and Mexico could be as much as on the Pacific time. So yeah, and then these were the emails I used. I went with these options. And I think it's ready to launch. I'm probably going to launch it right now. We got any more people? Looks like still 262. 266 now. Perfect. So yeah, this thing will run tomorrow and Friday, and we'll reassess the results. But for now, for now I think it's just testing out the offer to see if they take the bait, and then from there, either move on to something else. But there's a lot of room for improvement here with the list. The list could be a lot better, more specific, less generic. What else can be improved upon? Yeah, like the location of the list, the company sizes, the intent signals has a lot of room for improvement. And then the offer will either hit or not. And from there, we will have to work on nurturing or just see how much we can convert on the calls. And yeah, besides that, we'll just see how it goes. It's just a good little test campaign. And I think I'm going to launch it live now. Is that finished? It's basically finished. What are we waiting on here? It's 99% finished. So yeah, I think it's time to launch it live right now. Let's launch. Launch and publish. And there it is. Active. It is 4:43 p.m. right now. It will start sending out tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hear all the people and I just realized I was not sharing my screen the whole time. Oops. But yeah, so here are all the people right here. Here's the sequences. As you can see, I did the spin tax here. Just kind of Usually I do AI, but because this is a generic campaign where I'm just trying to test the offer, I went with Spintax just to kind of improve deliverability. Here's a second email I'm sending 2 days later. I did not go with Spintax here because it's just this a really short, brief campaign we're doing. And usually I have AI in the second email as well. But since I didn't do any AI, I did. Oh, that's another thing I need to improve on. The list could be improved on. The list is very generic, but once again, we're just testing the offer. And then also I could improve on the personalization. But luckily, Spintax is here to save the day. Look, I'll go preview. Let's just preview a random email for Ariana. Here's what it would kind of look like. So yeah. So we'll see what happens. It'll start sending out tomorrow. Let me just update this real quickly. I didn't like how just want to publish it one last time. And yeah, is this over here? This is all ready to go. Yep. So these were all the people we uploaded from Bitscale. Here is instantly. Here's all the people one last time. We have 266 people up here. Those are our sequences. The schedule 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is gonna be a bit tricky because we're sending to Mexico and Spain, but I just went with 8 a.m. because Spain's way ahead of where I'm at, but Mexico could go all the way back a specific time. And then yeah, here's everything. I went with these two options: send as text only, no HTML, and yeah, everything's looking pretty good. We'll see how this pans out. It'll be running for the next couple of days, and we'll reassess the results. And yeah, that should be it for today. It's a cool little campaign. This is the first official live. I think we went on for let me see here before I wrap up. I think this was almost 3 hours. We're literally like 20 seconds away from 3 hours. So that was cool. Not a bad start. And yeah, okay. I guess we'll wrap it up now. And we will see how the results turn out. So that's that. Have a good day.